To Mount Washington in New Hampshire. This is a hill climb in the Formula V. We're using the baseline setting with 1.1 gallons of fuel. You might be able to go less, but probably won't make that much of a difference. This first part, we are flat out for quite a long time. We really only have one tricky corner, and that is coming up pretty shortly. This first turn kind of looks like it's going to be a turn, but it's not. Keep it to the left here and look as far ahead as you can for this right-hander. You can do it flat out. This left-hander, easy flat. And the rest of this way, we're just going to try to keep the wheel as straight as we can. This little turn coming up looks like a turn. Don't get scared of it because it opens right up. This is where we want to brake, right about here, and roll as much of that speed through that corner as we can. It banks a little bit, so it helps. You can carry a lot more speed than you think. Easy flat through this left and this one as well. Don't go too much to the inside there. It kind of wants to suck the car to the inside. You'll get an off track if you go too far off track. Turn in really late for this one. Get on the power as early as you can. There's a lot of time to be gained there. And then we have another braking zone right here. This turn tightens up on itself, so don't get on the power too early. Tightens up right there, and then there's a weird little dip right there. Now we're coming up to the cone turn. We want to late apex it and get on the power as early as we can. Try to roll the speed through that turn. Probably could have done a better job on this lap. And then we got one more little braking zone right here. Not much. We want to get on the power early because we're going to be flat out for a little bit here, going uphill. This first left-hander is going to be flat out. We're going to straighten up, go to the right just a little bit, and lift for this left-hander. Now we want to keep it close to the right and close to the left by the cones, because on the left side we can go over that jump pretty easily without losing it. I think I lifted just a little bit. Now we're flat out for a while until we get to the second jump. Remember, all of this is flat out. Scary, but you can do it flat. It's really not too difficult. Now we want to keep it to the left for the second jump. If we keep it to the left, there's not much of a jump there. But after that one, then we want to brake for this left-hander. We're about mid 50 mile an hour there. Back on the gas. Now we want to remember, we want to be on the gas until we see the cone. That's the key here. So I lifted here. Didn't need to. Don't know why I did, but we can be on the gas all the way through this section. All the way through this. We're looking for the cone, and once we see it on our right, then we know we got to brake here pretty soon. We're going to see some boulders coming up. Big one on the left. That's another reminder. And then right here, we want to start braking. Just a little bit. Roll that speed through the corner. Now we're coming up to a heavy braking zone. Don't get scared by this first one, but we're going to brake right after that hill. I think you can probably carry third through there. I'm not sure, but second for this turn for sure. Don't get on power too early because you'll drift out wide, and there's a big drop off on the left. And there's also boulders. Easy flat through these. Lots of exit here that you can use. Now we're coming up to the dirt section. So right before the dirt section, we're going to have this right-hander that we want to lift for. Maybe a little bit of brake. But we're not really braking for that. Or like, we're not slowing down for that. We're slowing down for this turn here. Because if you go out wide, there's two big rocks that you will hit. Easy flat through the whole dirt section up until we get to the long right-hander. So we're looking for the hillside with the rocks. That's going to be our key of when we need to brake. So flat out all the way through here. Don't get scared about that. Now we see the rocks on the right side. Now we brake. Keep it to the inside here because there's banking that we can use, and we want to carry as much speed as we can through there because we're going to be flat out for a very long time here. Not a whole lot to say for this section of the track. You really just want to follow the road, you know, try to straight line it as best you can with, you know, good racing lines, because we want to, yeah, just keep the wheel as straight as we can, minimize our turn angle. Watch out on the left side on this turn coming up, because there's a big drop off there that you really don't want to hit. Keep going flat out. We got a couple more turns here, so right after this little wiggle in the road, it's gonna straighten out, and all you're gonna see is skyline, and we're gonna brake. You pick your braking marker, but you want to be in second gear, get a good drive. It's a really, really important drive, because we're gonna be flat out or almost flat out the whole way. The only lift that you might have to do is right here, which I did, and that's about it. Now we're flat out all the way to the finish line. Again, not a whole lot to say about this section, because all we're really doing is flat out. We're just following the road. Again, trying to take good racing lines though. There are two left-handers that kind of threw me off. I don't know how difficult they really are, but kind of threw me off. I think I just wasn't paying attention. So we got one coming up right here, and then one right after it. This isn't much of a turn, but if you get the line wrong, you will go off and die, and it's really depressing because the finish line is right here. And after we cross the finish line, we can take this nice little jump. And that is Mount Washington in the Formula V.